Greetings, mortals, and welcome back to me definitely not being late. I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I was writing up a thing, okay? I was writing up a threat assessment to a friend, okay? Actually, that was what I was doing. Look, I'm the go-to person for my friends to go, hey, is this country safe for me? You know? Which is not great. I'm not super familiar with the politics of most countries and the general safety of most countries, but I have some vibes. Depends on the country. Speaking of which, don't visit the United States, and if you're there, get out if you can. This continues to be the case and gets more true with each passing day. With each passing day, we get an increased risk factor, not a decreased one. So, can I remember all of the actual new classes in Maw? There are others. So, if I want to be nitpicky about it, the Might and Magic 6 version of Maw has a few others. There's there's another rogue variant. There's a berserker. There's like a few different ones that are in Might and Magic 6. In terms of the Might and Magic, the merge mod version of Maw, they aren't all in the merge mod version. But are there more in merge? I don't know. I don't remember anymore. But I'm also very bad at that kind of thinking. The thinking where you're like looking at filling an empty space. Filling an empty space is not necessarily, thinking. Give me 1 second, actually. I have to change something quick. I didn't actually need to change something quick, but I did anyway. Okay. We are going to take a look here and see if there... Because usually I patch before stream starts, and I didn't because I was busy. I was writing up a thing. So... 13 hours ago is more recent than my most recent stream. So that is a go. We will cut this out. We will paste it over here. But yeah, I managed to get to the next boss in Digimon as well, Astro Kitty, so I'm like right before what I assume is going to be a boss fight. Which will be fun. Unfortunately, it's been real easy for quite a while now. Like, the talent system is pretty nuts. But I really wish that they had given me access to the higher difficulty tiers, because the early game would have been really hard, but I feel like this portion of the game would be a little bit... Well, maybe not, though. I actually don't know that I would want it to be hard. They throw so many enemies at you that I don't know that I would want the game to be hard. It's like... If I'm fighting a new really hard fight every 3 seconds of movement on the screen, maybe that's not optimal, actually. Hopefully the next boss is hard. I mean, some of the bosses are still one-shotting me, right? It's just that they don't get very many opportunities to. They don't get a ton of opportunities to. Alright, we got 800 grand. We have finished whatever we were doing here. Do we actually have our inventory? Wow, have we, like, cleaned up our inventory a bit? I think we have.
It won't fit. It won't fit.
Yeah. I honestly think that what the balance issue that they run into is that they made it so that the individual fights are way too common. And so since the fights are as common as they are, if you make them hard... Though, the other thing is that the game is also extremely variable in difficulty. Because, like... Think about, like... the... think about how many, like, additional skill points I have. I probably have, like, an additional 200 or 300 skill points coming in from doing those side quests. If somebody skipped those side quests and got to the point in the game that I'm at right now, would they even be high enough? Would they be a high enough tier to get champion level Digimon at all? Like, they might be hard locked for this entire section to, like, children. Like, they may only be able to use children and not be able to use, like, any of, like, the actual adult Digimon, right? Which would really... That would massively... Like, I think that's making the Switch, like, double the max HP of everybody that I've got, and, like, huge stat boost, like, massive difference. So, like, I guess it would be really hard if you didn't do all of the side quests, or if you just didn't do even just some of them. I think even if you just didn't do some of them, you'd probably still be fine. But, like my Digimon all have, like, 85% increases to 2 stats and, like, 60% increases to other stats. Like, the talent system is busted. Like, wildly out of control. It's also very funny, by the way, that, like, the generic one, the one that like matches for all Digimon is like, you can get an additional 3% experience. Now that you're agent level 3, you get 3% experience gain for all your Digimon. And then, like, the ones in this like genre specific ones are like, you can just straight up boost your stats by 25% across the board. You know what I mean? Like, oh, okay, here, have an additional 25% to your, like, intelligence stat. It's like, well, that seems like a lot more than I'd get from leveling up one more time every 33 levels, considering that I've only leveled... It wouldn't even do that for you. Like, a 3% boost to EXP gain is completely inconsequential. Because of the way that the EXP curves, because it spikes upward, and it's like you need to get access to new enemies that give you more EXP. You're going to, like, level off to about a specific level in any given area, regardless of how much EXP you're getting. It's not like you'll be 3% ahead when you get to the next level, right? This isn't an idle game. In idle games, that 3% stacks up or whatever, right? But in a game, like in a standard JRPG, that 3% doesn't really stack with anything, because it's like, okay, well, every time you get to a new zone, you're resetting the levels, right? Like, you're just resetting the level curve, especially because you're being locked behind these evolutions, right? The locking behind evolutions makes it so that, like, yeah. Anyway, it's funny. If agent level scaled to higher than 10, which I don't think it does, but maybe it does later, then it would make a bit more sense, like the difference between the incredibly tiny values for the things that scale with agent level versus the things that don't. But we'll see. Right, I wanted to pick up food. We're going to pop into the Ogre Stronghold and see how that goes before we do anything else. And yeah, it'll be interesting to try a new game plus. But yeah, I tried a new mental technique for dealing with the whatchamacallit. The HQ guy. For dealing with HQ guy, I tried a new mental technique for dealing with him, and immediately failed. The mental technique did not work. I was trying to basically be like, okay, so the protagonist is actually just talking to themselves. This is like the protagonist's alter ego. Because it is kind of literally that, right? Like, it is literally the protagonist's alter ego. It's the alternate version of the protagonist. So I was like, okay, this will work. And then as soon as he started talking, I'm like, no, this doesn't work. This doesn't make any sense as an internal monologue. Shit. So life is sad. But I do think, so here's the thing. If I just assume that every character was written with the specific intent to be a different kind of abusive asshole, it works.
Let's go.
If I assume that the HQ guy is bad, actually, and that what he is specifically trying to do is... So, like, one of the things that, like, abusive partners will do, which isn't exclusive to partners, your bosses will do this too, but it's traditionally understood as a thing abusive partners will do, is they try to isolate you socially, right? So, like, the classic trope of, like, oh, I need to call my boyfriend because he gets angry if I don't call him once every 45 minutes when I'm out alone, right? That dynamic, that's what the HQ guy is giving me. He has like a direct line to me at all times that he abuses to undercut any kind of emotional resonance that I might start to develop with the people around me. Because you'll notice that he keeps showing up at the worst possible times. He is hearing what's happening. And we'll be in an emotional situation where there's child endangerment and this, that, or the other thing. And he'll jump in and go, yeah, I know that there's some child endangerment and I know that you're in the middle of something right now, but remember your dad and how me and your dad are related and how you and this organization are like intermingled. Remember that this thing with the children isn't valuable in and of itself. It's valuable because of how it relates back to your relationship with me. Right? Like, he literally does that in one of the scenes that I had yesterday, right? That's literally what happens, is we have a thing that is obviously intrinsically valuable. He jumps in to tell us how doing that thing is actually useful for our objectives in a way that's like, oh, you're trying to make this about you. Like, it feels very much like you're making this about you deliberately. So it's been very fun and interesting to interact with that element. So the first intellectual trick for dealing with him didn't work. The second intellectual trick... So the key with what I mean by dealing with him is making it so that I'm not annoyed with the writers, I'm annoyed with him. I want to be annoyed with the character because the character is annoying. I don't want to be annoyed at the writers for writing the character, right? So that's like the goal there, and I think I've managed to get it now. The key to understanding this is I just need to assume that they're deliberately making everybody into the ultimate red flag
Need a coach? Ready to
because
go.
there's no other justification for it. So anyway, that's that. So the other thing is that I think I'm going to be doing some Shadowspire today. I'm just going to dick around in Shadowspire just for funsies. I'd like to get up to Master Axe, because if I get up to Master Axe with some people, I can get some really good effects going. And I don't really remember what else I was doing. If anybody has any requests, they can certainly issue some requests. But the Ogre Stronghold is going to be hard, and it's probably not my best bet for things of about that difficulty. So I don't want to do it. I'm going to do something else. So,
There's some
now we could do... Oh wow, you give a lot less EXP now. This gave over 10,000 experience, and now it's giving 9,400. Oh, there's a boss! Okay, we cannot kill the bosses here, so maybe we do move on to somewhere else. Do we have any requests for a location? It doesn't have to be reasonable. Location, task, what have you. You know, I knew that I was in a risky position there, and I just didn't back up. I should have just backed up. Alright, if I can't kill the bosses, the others are gonna be slow. Let's see, what level is this? This place is... Oh, this is Shadowspire. Tatalia is a little higher. Bracada Desert is a little lower, but Bracada doesn't have anything I can really exploit too easily. I haven't finished quite everything that's under level 50. I still have the Tularian Forest that I haven't finished. But the Tularian Forest is just kind of annoying, and I don't want to do it. So I'll do the Tularian Forest when I get around to... when I go there to do something else. There's not going to be a ton of loot there. There's actually a decent amount of loot there now that I think about it. But, like, the enemies are very spread out, and... I guess I do have water walking, which makes it slightly more convenient. I could go to the Frozen Highlands. That's a good question. I think it's probably around level 200. No, it's level 354. The Tularian Caves and Fort Riverstride are both level 354. So pretty high. There's Garrett Gorge as an option. Crypt of Corbu. I don't know what I'd do there, but I could go there if I wanted. Let's see. I need to go to some place that's low enough level. Could I get Balthazar's Lair done? Where's Ravage Roaming? Ravage Roaming's only 145. Where is the Barrow Downs? The Barrow Downs is 111. I'm not going to do the Barrow Downs because it involves Gogs that are 20 levels higher than the ones in Iron Sand, and the ones in Iron Sand are annoying. So, that's a no. You know, actually, now that I think about it, maybe this will work. I'm going to. I'm gonna try to pull a couple of these actually, because I'm now realizing that I'll level up while I'm doing this, and if I level up enough while I'm doing it, I can potentially bring the bosses down to the correct level by killing their minions. So let's see. Let's see if I can basically manage to get that to happen. My guess is probably not, but we'll see. And I wanted to... That's concerning. It crashed the game. Oh, that archer hit me so hard it crashed the game. I'm gonna go check if getting disintegrated crashes the game consistently, because I did just patch. So we'll go get ourselves disintegrated by somebody and see if it. Are you gonna crash me? Okay, none of you are gonna disintegrate me. Okay, I see how it is. That's incredibly rude. That's incredibly rude. I need to go track down that boss, maybe. I'll deal with that later. I'm gonna try this again. That one did rotate into a particularly bad location. They're gonna split. Okay. Okay, I don't think that this is a good location for me. I should be able to manage this. The question is whether I can manage this while pulling a big pack or not. If I can't manage it while pulling a big pack, then it's just kind of annoying and not really, honestly, worth my time. I mean, it's probably not worth my time either way, honestly, but... Are you all gonna split? Okay, you're gonna just kill me here? Okay, that did not trigger a crash, so I don't know what caused the crash just now, but it was something. Okay, with that being the case... I could go to the Barrow Downs, but I don't really want to. I could potentially clear Freehaven. I don't want to do the Hall of the Firelord. The Hall of the Firelord is a dungeon that I want to do when I'm level 200. The Hall of the Firelord is extremely long and difficult for its level, right? Like, when you go to the Hall of the Firelord, it is an easy dungeon in theory. In practice, it's actually still really hard. So if I'm struggling with Iron Sand Desert, I'm not going to be able to do the Hall of the Firelord that's 20 levels higher with limited saves. Because it's just such a huge dungeon that is just I just don't think it's viable. It would be nice if I had like a really convenient place I could pull them. I don't want to pull them somewhere that's going to involve that much movement. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not going to worry about it for now. I'll come back to these in a bit. I mean, I did name the whole title after them, but that's fine. I got immediately bored. Let's see here. Because they're just so slow, you know? The Ogre Fortress is really low level, and I just got obliterated there. Temple of Sansa is another thing where it's like super hard for its level, so I'm just not willing to walk into that mess. Do I want... Wait, I can clear Balthazar's lair, can't I? Did I or did I not establish that I can get... I might be able to... I might be able to clear Balthazar's lair completely. Whoa. I'm just now realizing this. We're going to Ravage Roaming, and we're going to clear a path to Balthazar's lair, and we might actually just do Balthazar's lair right now and try to get the Paladin quest done. I don't remember where the axe that I need is, unfortunately.
Come aboard!
Wait, can I only get to Dagger Wound until I might not be able to... Yeah. Yeah, I'm definitely going to do the Dwarf Compound. Yeah. That checks out. That's a very reasonable suggestion that I'm definitely going to... I'll get right on that. I'll get right on that. You know, I did say that it didn't have to be a reasonable suggestion. I will, in fact, get right on that.
Need a coach?
Let's do it. Nope. I'm choosing to interpret that as a suggestion for where to go next.
Ready to go.
So... Don't worry about it. We're heading right over here. It's gonna go great. Yeah, I getcha.
What lies
Oh my god, it's so dark in here. Alright, do I die instantly? I'm tempted not to turn on the torchlight because it's so dark. I kind of like it. Oh wait, you're not killing me? Okay, well, that did, but like, I didn't die in one hit. Huh. That is going to be reasonable earlier than I expected. I think because I haven't done the quest, I will not be able to do this yet. So give me a second. I think I'm just going to walk to Garrett Gorge. Because it's south of Garrett Gorge, I think. See, this is why it's good to just do things that seem unreasonable. Is because you'll check them and go, wait a second. This is more reasonable than I thought. This is more reasonable than I initially thought. So we go here. From here, I think we could just walk south to Ravage Roaming. Though, we might just die as we cross the border. We don't have fly or anything, so... Did I get the flower chest? Oh, probably not. Where's the flower chest? Is it in this field somewhere? Building on the hill close to the lake. I imagine if you meant the castle, you would have said the castle. So I'm going to go over to this hill. Gotcha. I was thinking the building was on the hill. Oh? More shinies. Okay, well, mission successful. We got... Ooh, we've got like 100... 10,000s.
It's worthless.
Well, no. What have we here? Okay, this is plus 89 might. It also increases dark magic skill, which, as far as I understand, doesn't do anything. 27 HP, 15 might and endurance. Let's just take this off and throw on this. Then there was the durability one, right? Who gets this? Perfect. How are we doing on durability? 74.55. Not too shabby. Though max HP is not really all it's cracked up to be for that character because they don't have self-healing. If we can get that leech overhealing effect moved over, that'll be useful. Okay then. Okay, we're not running into anything immediately, which means that we're probably going to be okay. I would imagine that we'll have an avenue by which we can get to where we're going. Maybe not. We can't go very far to the west, so if there's enemies that aggro me while I'm running along the road, we're probably in trouble, but I'm sure it'll be fine. Okay, we've loaded into here. We didn't run into any wyverns, so we're probably golden for now. We're going to see if we can just get straight into Balthazar's lair. Because I would love to go get myself GM Light. I mean, honestly, yeah, GM Light. We can't do it, but I'd love to do it. Getting Light would be a big improvement to my life. Massively more efficient. Also, we get multiple suits of plate here.
We could sell it. It's worthless.
Some of my plate is real garbage, right? None of it has this bad of armor, though, so the AC on those are terrible. Okay, we're going to pop over here. There is a lot of loot to be had around here. Oh, shit. Okay, there's the air vent. I'm going to pop in. Should I pop in with 5 food? No. We're going to pick up food. Unfortunately, these are melees with ranged attacks. So if I was going to fight these, I would need... Oh, that's a boss? And this only gives 20 grand. This only gives 20,000 experience. Interesting. I'm fairly certain that a level 190 boss is gonna insta-get me. Oh, Jesus! Where did all you come from? Oh, wait a second. That just knocked me unconscious. Oh, shit. Wait, can I get the monsters to fight each other, maybe? I think the monster factions here might fight each other. I might be able to get all sorts of shenanigans done here, actually. Is this where I turned in the forged credit vouchers, actually? No, this is where I turned in one.
A room? Something. Well, hope you like it.
I do too. I'm sure I will. Let's play some Archimage. This is a nice start. I'll do this first, because they have enough to just immediately use a dragon. I'm not going to use the Mondo wall unless they unless they use a thing of armor, a switch or something else that drops me to 0. I am going to keep trying to pierce their wall. Oh, I can use the barracks now. We're on our way up. Okay, we getting there. I also have to wonder, how do people feel about me doing a weekend stream this week? Because I have nobody in the house on Saturday, and I don't know what I'm going to do with my time. And I'm tempted to just stream. Because I like streaming. Ooh, maybe I should do a bonus Silksong stream. Maybe that's what I should do. Because I've been wondering about whether I want to do Silksong on stream or off stream, and doing it as on an unscheduled stream, or rather a scheduled off normal schedule stream, might be a good way to do it. I don't really know. Alternatively, I could tear apart the storage room. Let's see. Yeah, Saturday morning would be when I would be doing it. So I don't know. It's tempting to do a stream that day. It's tempting to do a stream. You know, I like streaming. We are going to lose if we don't start getting some tower boosts. We haven't gotten a tower boost in like 15 turns. And they have 9 income right now. They now have 11 income. Well, I'm happy that they used that, though I'm also going to have to use my high-value material. Okay, Spizzer is pretty expensive. Jesus Christ. Can I get to 150? Do I need 150? I think I need like 150. Oof. Do we do it? I'm doing it. We can't have them with like a 30% lead in terms of what they have available to them. I'm going to start stockpiling gems and hope that they do shit like this. This is 17, I'm now ahead. So I think we're going for a resource victory here. They have 1 additional recruit income over my Thinger income. I am going to tag this. But yeah, I don't know what I need. I think I need something crazy like 500. So, like, I don't know if I'll be able to make it happen before they win via Thinger anyway. But we'll see. We'll see. We have Dragon's Heart. Love that for me. I don't need parity. I can just toss that card completely. -1 to all queries. I'm going to toss parity. Do I just need 400? And because I'm not throwing away these cards, I am not losing out. There we go. On the potential to win a tower victory. Okay, we got a chest here. It has some axe in it. Yeah, I think I will stream Saturday. I'm not sure what I'll stream. I don't think I want to stream Silksong. There didn't seem like a huge amount of interest in Silksong, so I might just finish that up on my own. Because we've already finished the main plot, but maybe I'll do. I guess it'll depend. Oh wait. Okay. Okay, we do have the Forge credit vouchers person here. Alright, so goal right now is... I am kind of tempted to pull a couple of these into town, see if there's anything fancy I can do in town. Or not fancy, you know. Oh, you know, there might be some fancy stuff I could do with the bow. Oh, never mind. Okay, Mohammed is not having an easy time. Oh, this is a boss. You're dead. Yeah, there's no way. It's fine. It's all fine. Okay. Okay. So we're I think I'm going to head to the place. We're going to see how it goes. We've got a couple of bosses over here. And it would be kind of fun to figure out a mechanism. That was the worst dodge of my life. Can I just... I'm going to see if I can literally just bring some birds over to say hi to you. We're going to see what happens. It's bird o'clock. I am aware that wyverns are not birds. Rock chest that I ran past? I don't think that happened. That doesn't sound like a thing that I would do. You know?
There's some danger.
You know, it looked for a second like you were in fact going to attack each other. And then that just never happened. You're talking about this one? Oh my god, this is a chest? That's amazing.
It won't fit.
Wow, I'm so clever. I just keep finding all the secrets. How is it that I play this much of this series and I still don't know where any of this shit is? Part of it is probably just streamer brain, but I don't know that you can blame streamer brain for everything. You can blame a lot on streamer brain, to be clear. Streamer brain gets you far, but... Oh, that was just a KO, not even a death. There's nothing we can do up there. I don't think they're fighting each other, so that's good to know. I'm probably gonna... Oh, this is... new technology? I'm not gonna be able to just jump in there. Huh. That's kind of shocking.
Sorry.
So, what I found there is that normally you can jump onto a surface and then chill on that surface. Can I do something with you? I don't know how this is supposed to help me. You're a flyer. What you do insta-give... Oh, you don't have that much HP at all. Oh. Wait, I could have just melee kited you. Okay, we might not be able to easily grab this. I could always just walk into here and then walk back out again. Shit. It's right here. Can I just walk up to you? Oh, we're in the grid. Nice. Alright, we saved the game. and we walk into Balthazar's lair. So,
Come on, let's go in.
I believe... I had forgotten about this, but I think, yes, I can just kill these from here. It's a bit spooky, because I do, like, slowly drift down. But I can basically just clear out the first pack, and then save the game once I've cleared the first pack. And then we can... And then we can finish clearing. Now the question is... Where is that axe in the dwarf stronghold? Because it's not like there's any rules. I could literally walk into the dwarf mine with the express purpose of clearing a single room and then leaving to get my paladin promotion done if I wanted.
Got it.
Hey Merxarain, how's it going? Okay. You know what, I probably shouldn't bother looting these, because it'll be funnier to just see what it looks like with all of them piled up here. Nope. And they don't even instigate. I mean, they don't instigate if they attack the most durable party member. You know. So, but if they attack anyone else, then probably yes. But they didn't. But they didn't, though. Alright, so we should be in the clear here. There's only one enemy type. They're all melees. So, as long as I don't get myself hit when they go along the left side there, I should be fine. Yes, this is very, very heavily modded. It's merge mod. It's too bad that, like, mods don't show up on Twitch. Like, you can't just, like, select... Because, like, merge mod is, like, very different than playing, like, Might and Magic 8. Right? Because it's got all the content from the other games, too. It's a very cool game. It's a game where you stand in one position, repeatedly attacking enemies that can't hurt you. The entire game. That's all that there is to the game. It's very... This is definitely normal and expected gameplay coming out of me right now.
Got it.
So I'm doing a mod that's like a difficulty mod in a variety of ways, and this is a level 170 area at the moment. In vanilla, it would not be anywhere near that high, but that's not what we're doing. And so our party is like 116 with the gear of maybe like level 60s maybe for the most part. Like we have a couple of good pieces of gear, but for the most part we are underfed. And what I'm trying to do... Ooh, this is a regenerator, nice. I mean, it would be nice if it wasn't a regenerator, because this is going to take a million years to clear, but that's fine. Let's see. 16k crit, not bad. But anyway, so what we're trying to do is we're trying to get a promotion quest done really early. And so that's what we're doing here, to basically get our paladin promoted so that we can get access to some higher tier skills and things like that. We're looking to get access to light magic. So we're puttering around here. This mod includes a limited save system while you're in dungeons. So the game has food, which you would normally use to rest, but which is used in addition to that to save while you are near enemies or in dungeons, or both. So I have 13 food left, which, if I'm near enemies in a dungeon, it'll cost me 10 food to save. If I'm not near any enemies in the dungeon, it'll cost me 2 food to save. So my hope is to clear enough enemies that I can get a second save in, because I've got the save from clearing the entryway. On the plus side, the enemies seem to be aggroing from a mile away, and they're willing to just come to this position on their own. I don't really need to pull them that much. Your characters will have a bunch of different abilities. There's not... I would say this is the genre of game where I wouldn't say there's necessarily an intended way to go about things, but I would say that this is definitely not intended. This is not what you're intended to be doing. But you have spells, so you could be... So this is a game where you can either fight in turn-based mode or in real time. You can do either. So if you're in turn-based mode, it's a lot of like... it's basically just like a turn-based RPG to a large degree, but like enemy spacing matters, because some enemies have ranged attacks, some enemies don't have ranged attacks, so like these don't. So intended would be me getting to the end of like a corridor and blasting the crap out of them as they're approaching me. That would be an intended way to fight them, so where they're not fighting back really. They're chasing me, but they're not fighting back. That would be an intended way to use your range. The thing is that enemies have slightly shorter melee range than the party does. So because they have a slightly shorter melee range than the party does, you can take advantage of that. That was almost lethal. You can take advantage of that to hit them from slightly outside their range. And then the goal there, I think, is because it's an older game, things are kind of finicky, so they gave you a little bit of extra leeway. I don't think that they intended you to just stand in positions where they couldn't fight back, but don't worry about it, it's fine. But you also have a lot of cool stuff, like there's spells like sparks and stuff like that can do indirect fire. So like you can shoot, if you're not in turn-based mode, you can pull enemies to like corners and stuff and then shoot sparks at them around the corner to basically lock them in their hit animation for a long period of time and like start plowing damage into them while they can't fight back. I mean, they'll eventually come around the corner to you usually, but like you have the ability to do like a lot of plays where it's like spacing things and utilizing, because Sparks creates like a bunch of different projectiles that are basically like a trap. Like you trigger them when they get triggered when the enemies walk onto them. So with a thing like Sparks, you can have a lot of enemies following you. You throw some sparks down, and it slows them down while they're chasing after you, giving you time to get to a better position. Things like that. You can kind of play it anywhere between like full turn-based RPG and pretty much like just pure first-person shooter. If that makes any sense. Like, there's just a lot of different ways you can go about it. Or you can go about it with like full nonsense cheese. And everything that I do tends to be some nonsense. I put a lot of rules on myself that don't allow me to use a lot of the normal stuff that's really strong. So I have to kind of invent my own nonsense that's really strong. I did a caster run recently, which was the run where I was doing things the most normally and just blowing everything up with Dragon Breath, which was fun and exciting. It was a caster run, but it was funny because the dragon was actually the star of the run. So, you know, a bit of a unusual thing there, but that's fine. Ah, yes, let me show off the power of all these wizards and necromancers and things, and then who's the star of the run? The friggin' dragon. It's fine. I mean, it makes sense, right? The most powerful spellcasters are always dragons anyway. I am just going to save this at 20%. We've already killed a boss that is going to be annoying to try to kill again, and I would like to pick you up. Once we get to 65%, we can leave the dungeon, and then that'll allow us to basically save as much as we want. So we're about a third of the way to the point that we need to be at, which, having used most of our food, doesn't seem like a great bargain, but trust me, it's a great bargain. Anybody remember the exact code offhand? The exact sequence? No? Shocking. Okay, it's BC. Okay. Doesn't open this. Okay, we've aggroed these. Will they come up to me? It doesn't look like they'll come up to me right now. These will. So we've got a huge pile in this room. I love that. Yeah? Did you pull that from memory, or did you copy paste that from somewhere else? By the way, also thank you for posting that. That's way more convenient to look at. That's way more convenient than checking my notes every time. Yeah, I'm not great at memorization. Not that I would imagine most people would not memorize something like that. The only thing that I ever memorized was the square root of 2. But that was because I was calcing it out. So, like, I remembered it because I was calcing it out manually. So, like, that's the only way that I'm going to remember how to do something, is by, you know, going through the effort of actually figuring it out on my own.
Got it.
It's like 1.414, 213. I think there might be a 0 in there, actually. 56237309500088.
Got it.
Something. Not bad, considering I was like 17, and I'm now 40. Whoa, I drifted all the way to the bottom. Wait. Calm down, that's fine. Okay, we do seem to have gotten the ones from the left to start coming toward us. Where the hell are you? Oh, you're downstairs. Okay. Are you gonna come to me now? You gonna come on up to me? No. I'm gonna be a little annoying goober. Is that what's gonna happen? At some point, I'm gonna miss that jump, and I'm gonna be very sad about it. What level are you, anyway? You are 143. So these are not that scary. I mean, they'll probably insta-get 2/3 of my party if they hit me once, but that's, you know, it's par for the course. Oh, shit. Because Minotaurs are kind of like... So, Minotaurs are cool, so there is that. But also, it's kind of just a meme, where, like, I basically decided to build an entire party where every single party member is dual-wielding two-handed axes in the end. So that's, like, the intention behind the party. And we're kind of getting there. Oh, this is rough. Oh, man, imagine if we had Toxic Cloud, huh? This thing is not aggroed. There we go. I don't have the right character up. Alright, the other one is stuck in a corner where I think it'll stay, so I should be able to just poke this one down. But yeah, so basically each character... In vanilla, in Might and Magic 8, the different races are also classes. So, like, Minotaur is a class and a race, and they're the same thing. So each portrait is just its own class, basically. In previous games, the portrait was separate from the class, right? So you could pick whatever portrait you wanted to go with whatever class. In 7, there are distinct, like, you know, goblins and dwarves and this, that, and the other thing that all have bonuses, but they can still be whatever class they want to be. They'll just have slightly different starting stats for the most part. There's not a huge difference between them. Later on, for the most part. The one exception to that, or I guess the two exceptions to that technically, are the races that you can't start as, which is liches and zombies. With liches and zombies both having a variety of immunities. Liches are immune to body and mind magic, and I think so are zombies. And the liches are just good. The zombies they suffer a lot. But the zombie, as a condition, was something that you could only get by reviving yourself at an evil temple. Or casting Reanimate on one of your party members. Fuck. Okay, we're fine. That scared me. Anyway, so in Merge Mod, because they're merging all 3 of the games together into one game, they basically have like a hybrid situation where it's like they still have things like the Minotaur class, but it's just a class now. But they also have the Minotaur portrait, which is a race. So all of my characters are Minotaurs. None of them are the class Minotaur. None of them are a Minotaur as a class. So they all just have a variety of different classes. So this is a Minotaur Troll. This is a Minotaur Death Lord, Death Knight. This is a Minotaur Paladin. This is a Minotaur Shaman, and this is a Minotaur Knight. And in Maw, Minotaurs have a unique characteristic because in 8, the Minotaurs, they can't equip hats or boots because they have hooves and they have horns, so that they can't equip those item types. Did I already click this? Jesus! I cannot. That was so dumb of me. That was so dumb of me. I got so distracted by whether I had clicked on that or not. I had not. You lift it up, you don't put it down. Okay. Okie dokie. Well, that's good to know. That's incredibly embarrassing. Alright, where'd the other thing go? There was a thing that was right on me, right? Did it go all the way back? No, it went into one of the other rooms. Yeah, we lost a lot of progress there, but that's fine. Anyway, so yeah, the whole party is just... The goal of it was to get everyone able to master two-handed axe, because in Maw they gave Minotaur the race, not the class, the special characteristic that allows them to equip axes in their offhand at expert, and to equip two-handed axes in their offhand at master. So as long as my party members have the ability to get master axe, they'll be able to dual-wield axes. So I built the party around with that in mind, basically. Definitely not us. This is actually the last promotion quest that we're going to be doing for a long time. The next promotion quest that we'll be able to do is honestly almost certainly the Necromancer dungeon. And I don't know how long it's going to take before we can do that. Getting that spear is a non-trivial task. Are you all locked in? Well, I sure hope you are. My life's going to go very badly for me if you're not fully locked.
Got it.
I do have more food on hand as well, so if I can get myself a green spot cleared out, I can save as much as I want at that point. Well, so it is level 410, that is true, but that's not going to be the thing that is the defining characteristic of whether I can do it. It's important to note that every single creature in that dungeon uses ranged attacks. And because every single creature in that dungeon uses ranged attacks, they're very susceptible to shenanigans. You might think, oh, well, these are melees. They're very susceptible to shenanigans. Let's look at the crazy shit you're able to do. Most dungeons are not designed in such a way that you can do this with melees anywhere near as easily as you can with ranged. Because if you can get a ranged around a corner, they'll shoot the wall instead of you, and they'll just stand there thinking that they're going to hit you, and they just blast the wall instead of you. Like, you can just get cover from ranged in a way that you can't do with melees. With melees, you do have to work for it. Now, that being said, the Necromancers do have an AoE spell, which means if they shoot the corner and the corner isn't treating you nicely, you'll blow up. Your whole party's going to blow up anyway because you're too close to the corner and the AoE hits you. So there is that. Some of the projectiles have larger radiuses that make it so that it's harder to use a corner to your advantage. Still, generally speaking, a lot easier to deal with a range than a melee character for most situations, in my opinion. So that dungeon will be able to do earlier than you'd think. Probably. That being said, it's not a super easily exploitable dungeon. Like, that dungeon isn't... It doesn't have, like, oh yeah, I can just do this and then I'll instantly win or whatever. I don't think it'll have anything as easy as this setup in the Necromancer dungeon. But we also don't need it to. The Pain Reflect I don't think is terribly relevant, because it's like, that just slows me down a little bit. Right? Like, my party's going to be way tankier than they are DPS-y. Did we manage to lock even more of them into those walls? I think we did. No, you're not locked in. Well, shit. That's fine. Okay. I'm going to be very happy when we can start saving casually, because this is a bit of a rough situation. How much XP do we get these? We're getting about 1,000 per. It's not terrible. Not too shabby. Okay, I think you're all locked. The ones in the next area might also be locked in. If they're locked in, then we're okay as well. But yeah, if we can get the knight promotion done, then I think that helps us a lot as well. Because we can't actually get Master Axe yet on our knight. Our knight is limited to Expert Axe until they fully promote, which is kind of crazy. Because like Axe isn't meant to be like their primary thing, but it's still surprising because they get access to GM Axe. You wouldn't expect that they would be limited to Expert and then go straight from Expert to Grandmaster. You'd expect they'd go like Expert Master or GM. So this is C. It did not open anything here. So next is E. Is this open? This is open now. So unfortunately this is a straight shot, which is something they'll move very quickly through. But yeah, we've killed about half the enemies that we need to kill to be able to save freely. I don't know how far we have to get. I really wish that I had Toxic Cloud or Sparks. Not knowing whether there's someone around a corner is absolutely terrifying. Okay, we're going to activate this because E is the next one, right? A, B, C, E. I'm not going to go to the right side there. Oh. Somebody got released. That could have been very bad, but it was fine. I'm assuming that I'm backtracking to that same room. This might have been released by the water moving. The water typically... There's like it's like a mixed bag whether the water blocks them from moving. I sleep well, Astro Kitty. Sleep well. Whoop. Okay. There's gonna be another Digimon VOD up later today. I don't know if you ever follow the VODs. Let's see. Okay, so one of them I think locked in, but the other one is hanging out around the bottom there. Hey, buddy, buddy, buddy. Buddy, buddy. Yeah, there we go, buddy. Okay, so we're at 35%. We're at about double what we were when we saved last. Let's see. We're going to pop over here. You are, in fact, locked. I don't know what the situation looks like on my right side, so... Okay, those are toast. Okay. There we go. The ones on the right side, hopefully, are mostly locked into position, but I don't believe they are. I don't think that they are. I think that there's a bunch of them in there that are not. Like, I think that there's a bunch that I haven't actually aggroed, despite the fact that I was just looking at them. Okay, that was spooky to me. In general, most of these are not going to be insta-giving. There are not that many targets that they're going to be killing instantly. If they attack Ocelota, who's our mid one, the Paladin, my preservation spell will drop, which means that Ocelota is very likely going to die if Ocelota gets attacked. Anybody else is going to have a larger threshold between their going to 0 HP and dying. So by default, if you go to a negative value equal to your endurance stat, you die. Right? And the preservation spell in vanilla makes it so that you just don't die if you go too far negative. In Maw, it's been changed to make it so that if you go down to a negative value equal to your maximum hit points, you die. Hey, later, Merxera. Serene, rather. Let's see. This is a boss, right? You're a Thorns boss? But have you considered not being a Thorns boss? You're not just stuck, are you? You are just chilling. Shit. Thorns. Okay. If I fuck this up, I die. There we go. So let's see how long this is gonna take. Wait, what? Okay. Alright, this is not going to take meaningfully longer than you'd expect. It's going to take less time than the regen did at the very least. Okay, because we just don't have enough damage right now to meaningfully cleave through our own regeneration. Our primary damage dealer has expert regen. I would like it if you didn't rotate that way, because with you rotating that way, it makes it a lot harder to... There we go. This is the way I want you rotating. Alright, we should be fine here. And I think we won't have too much trouble getting this mission done. I'm wondering if we do want to get ourselves enough food to make another save before we get into the green. Now that we've killed another boss, it's certainly tempting. I say now that we've killed another boss as if I've actually killed it, but it's basically dead, right? How much EXP do I get from you? I get about half a level for killing this. So this is going to give us pretty solid EXP. Clearing this dungeon is going to be good for us on many levels. And this will get us access to light magic, as well as pretty close to our final setup for, like, buffs. So we're basically going to immediately go to Murmur Woods once we finish this and start picking up spells. How many more bosses am I expecting? I would guess probably at least 3. There's probably somewhere between 4 and 6 bosses left. Just based off of, like, how much is in this zone. I'm concerned about just getting into range to hit one of them without exposing myself to the other one. I would love to kill this one completely so that I can have a back that's covered. There we go. So we now have a fairly large pack here that's locked in. If these get released by getting hit, I'm probably boned.
Yes!
Yeah, I'm reasonably sure that this is going to be pretty safe. The biggest threat is probably that I drift into them. But I think I'm far enough away that drifting down the thing a bit is not going to kill me.
Got it.
Because you can see that, like, I was in range of that other one, but not in range of this Crusader. Because it was just like, I was so close to max range. Okay, we've taken that one out. So, we did E, we need to do G. Okay. And I don't know which direction G is in. I guess we will check this. We didn't get anything pulled there. I'm going to check here. This is not the next set, which is unfortunate because this is like, I'm basically going to pull part of this pack, but not the whole pack. And this is a nasty, like, group to pull. Okay. Well, I aggro people all over the place now. Wait, what? Where the fuck are you? You're in an area that I've never been to. Oh man, they're meandering all over the place. Oh, I hate this for me. This is very concerning. Fuck. That one's right in front of me. But yeah, recognizing which ones are on actual pathways to you and which ones are not is important. I think, yeah, my guess is that those have just gone deeper. So, That one is now approaching. It shouldn't be too difficult to get these pulled one by one, but it's not great that I have to. Luckily, none of them seem to be bosses, so it's not going to take like a super long time to do it. Alright, we are...
Yes!
golden. Are you in that room? Oh shit, you're right there, aren't you? That was way closer than I thought it was. I thought it was in a completely different section of the map. It makes sense that it was right there. Because I think what happened is that one is the one that aggroed these other ones, because it came to this center room and then went right. Those do not seem to be approaching me right now. Is there another exit this way? I pulled up G. Oh, I need to do D now. D is right here. And then J. Oh shit, we just unlocked those. Fuck. That was some very unfortunate luck. Okay. So we hit the B. The B does not unlock you. We go over here, we grab all of you, hopefully. We pop over here. We get in here. Okay. That's really unfortunate. Do I actually... Given how long this is... Do I want to go before the regenerator? Do I want to just go to the first save? And then go until... I think I do, actually. Let's do that. So we're going to go to this save, where we've cleared just the entryway. We're going to aggro all of this. We're going to hit the A button. I shouldn't have done that yet. Sorry. We're going to pull this massive pack. And basically, we're going to get ourselves to the point where we've killed the Thorns enemy. I'm actually going to double speed. We're now trying to recover time. So... This would be much faster if I could stand still, but unfortunately I cannot. If I stand still, I will drift down into their waiting arms and just die. Holding the A button down only works if you don't press any other buttons. The latency, like the UI delay, is not going to be that crazy a component of the DPS loss here, so it's...
Got it.
Oh, yes.
Okay, we are hitting the regenerator now. Regenerator's wandered off, which means that it's now going to give the Regenerator a chance to regenerate, which is unfortunate. It does regenerate less every time you hit it. So it is fundamentally limited in terms of its durability in a way that you wouldn't necessarily expect. Oh, fuck. Well, double speed might not end up being a net gain to speed because I did just slip off of there, and I wouldn't have if I wasn't on double speed. Let's see. Yeah, I don't know that it makes that big a difference, honestly. That sucks. Okay. If only I could find a position here that doesn't involve such a fundamentally dangerous spot, you know? Are you in here? Yeah, you are. So we have an hour and 15 minutes. That should hopefully be enough to get this job done. Can't believe I just fully slipped off the lip entirely. That's pretty rough. I can actually attack these from pretty far away. It doesn't make that huge a difference to be on double speed, but it makes a difference. It would be nice to be able to do it. I just wish that I had a straight surface to stand on here. Something flat.
Got it.
You know, if I had light magic, I could probably summon a wisp. And just stand behind the wisp. And the wisp, as long as it was far enough away that it couldn't get attacked by them. Like if I don't know how easy that would be to set up, but if I could hypothetically set up the wisp so that it's like in a position where it's not getting attacked repeatedly, I could just stand behind the wisp, and the wisp will block me from sliding down. But yeah, once we've got this done, we will have probably, like, I don't know, somewhere between, like, 4 or 5 levels of experience. We might get a couple more than that, depends. I'm basically guessing that we'll get 2 levels from the enemies, and that we'll get another 2 levels from turning in the quest. So that's my expectation here. We'll see if that pans out. Okay. 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 We still haven't killed the regenerator. Which I think just showed up. But yeah, we're gonna try to get through the downstairs section from before where we killed the Thorns enemy. My goal is basically to get that section cleared again, and then we'll save. Then we'll have a nice baseline to work with, and if we run into problems, we won't be losing out on as much shenanigans. Especially now that we know the basic gist of the pathing. I would like to avoid aggroing small portions of the dungeon at once. Like, getting, like, some of the ones aggroed while it's still water. Because aggroing them while it's still water tends to release, like, one or two of them. And then I have to run away from just one enemy. And then I have other enemies just all over the damn place. And I would prefer to have the enemies all coming at the same time. This is a fairly considerable section of the dungeon, though. Just, I didn't realize that the first save was 3%, so we have 3%. It's actually tempting to just not take the initial save, now that I think about it. I don't need that initial save. Like, this is a more reasonable save than the initial save that I did with 3%. Now that I think about it. So, if we do die again, I think we maybe reload the autosave. But the issue with that is that then we won't know where the bosses are. Not a huge deal, but... Okay, so... Hopefully this thing goes down soon, before I fall asleep. There we go. And you are trapped down in that other room, and that's great for me. super happy with that. We hit B. B takes us to here. We aggro all of you. And we just climb up again. And then we have another big pack to clear. And then once we've cleared this pack, we have to hit the switch. Though probably more accurately, after this pack, we need to aggro a couple of the enemies from the next level that are going to aggro through the water.
Got it.
And then clear the ones that are just chilling in the pillars up above. Then hit the switch. Then immediately run. And then pull the next pack, which is going to be a very dangerous pack to pull. It is tempting to save before that pack, honestly. It wouldn't give me a huge amount of, like, extra progress, though, so I think I do want to clear out the Thorns enemy first.
Got it.
I've lost my head for the range on these. So I think when we kill the Thorns enemy, we'll be sitting at around 30%. So that'll be around the halfway point of the dungeon,
Got it.
in theory. In practice, it might be easier or harder to do the next part of the dungeon. The thing that killed me there wasn't something that was super hard or super complicated. I just got killed by me doing something dumb. So this is a place where it's very easy to be inattentive for a second and get yourself killed. Like this, I could walk right into this and die, because this is an enemy that isn't locked in. And it's right next to an enemy that is. So, this is the same situation that we end up with the Thorns enemy. So we'll need to keep on the lookout for these sneaky ones who look like they should be aggroed. They're not that sneaky, honestly. The fact that they're standing still means that they are not aggroed, right? So they are just standing there. They're not, like, trying to move and failing. So they're not super sneaky. They're just a little sneaky. Okay, we're at 26%. We're at 27% now. I think we can clear out the rest of these now. I would love to tag this before I get into get close enough, but I don't think I'm going to. Can I hit you from here? We're running? So these will slowly leak unless they get stuck on one of the walls. Either one is fine. I just need to know which one it is. That one is still meandering around in the room below me, I think. And I think it lodged itself into one of those pillars. I think it got absorbed into that other pack. Sure seems to have. We're gonna clear out this pack.
Oh, yes.
Shit. Unfortunately, it didn't attack me while I was going around one of the corners. Okay. We got it. Did the thing that I was fighting there actually get released? Because you were in a different spot before. Right? This was lodged in that other side, so they can be released. There is a circumstance where they get released. If I had gotten killed by that lone bottom tier Triton, I would have been very sad.
Got it.
Fuck. No! Oh, I thought you were out of line of sight. Oh, that's so fucking sad. Oh, that's so sad. Okay. So we are going to reload the autosave. I think I know what I want to do. So we're going to make 2 saves here. The first save is going to be when we clear not this initial pack, because this initial pack is actually very easy. We're going to make our initial save upon clearing the big pack with the generator. That'll be our first save. We're not risking anything here in terms of timing, so... If this takes 2 attempts, we have objectively lost time, but if it only takes 1 attempt, we have gained time.
Oh, yes.
I'm on a little bit of a time crunch because I'm intending to stream another game later today. We're going to be switching up for the second half. Okay. So, first enemy wave cleared. We have to hit this switch before we aggro these. We say hello to you. We've got a boss immediately, which is nice. Are we on double speed? This is Summoner. So there was a Summoner in the previous pack. All of the enemies will be the same. Like, all the bosses will be the same. They're just potentially in different locations. There might be fewer enemies in theory, or more enemies in theory. So because there could be more or less enemies, I think you can get some variance in how many bosses there are. Is this 2 bosses? This is actually going to be crazy.
Got it.
Killing 2 bosses in this initial wave would go hard. Unfortunately, I think that there's probably a lot fewer enemies in play this time than there were last time. I could be wrong, but the last time that first wave was only 3% of the enemies. This time it was over 5%. So there might be substantially fewer enemies in play, or it's possible that there were just, 60% more enemies in the initial pack than there were the first time. I don't remember how many there were the first time. But it didn't seem like there were that many in the initial pack this time, so I'd be surprised if there was that huge a swing. It's very likely a mixture of the two, where there's like at least a few extras. We'll have a better idea after this pack. I think that after the equivalent of all of the enemies that we have here, plus whatever is in the bottom area, we had... Okay, that's Swift. So these are 2 new ones. We know that there's at least 4 bosses in this dungeon. And we also know that none of them are really that dangerous. The Swift one is fairly dangerous, but it isn't if we kill it in this initial pack right now. Like, it's not a particularly dangerous enemy for me at this exact moment. So we can clear this. This will hopefully start going a lot faster once the bosses go down, because the bosses are just such huge HP sponges. So 2 bosses is in and of itself a level. So
It looks very powerful.
this is 58 grand right now. Okay, one more Triton down. Okay, we're at 10%. We're at 11%. They're now in the other spot. It's a little further forward, and now they're in the spot on the left again. They're not making up their mind. I thought I killed one of these. I feel like line of sight is blocked by this chute for some reason, because I've had multiple enemies attack me before I got into the chute, and then I get into the chute and don't get hit. So I think that line of sight is blocked by the chute itself. But I'm not positive on that, so I'm very concerned about getting an attack from the left side. Particularly from one of the bosses, because that if a boss attacks me, like it sneaks into that little slot there and attacks, that will just very easily kill me. We are slowly but surely running out of enemies here. I imagine these bosses are still more healthy than you'd expect after all this time. I'm trying to think about, like, in terms of variance here, whether it should be expected. Was that the Summoner dead? Summoner's dead, so I was gonna say, I'm not sure if it's like expected that these will be the last enemies dead or not, because it just kind of depends on the specifics of the probability distribution. One of the things that's interesting about like statistics is the idea of like, okay, well clearly the thing with the most HP is going to be the last one alive, right? To which, I mean, clearly not the case, because the summoner died before the random crusader did, even though it has like over an order of magnitude more HP. So like, how the hell does that happen? And the answer is that the damage is not actually split evenly. The damage is split randomly. And in this case, you have a couple of things that are factoring into it, right? The swift one keeps, like, wandering really far away, which is why it lasted for as long as it did. But in addition to the fact that they have, like, the movement that they're doing and things like that, there's also... The bosses are the biggest, so they're the most likely to be in the line of fire, so they're going to take the most damage. And for like the swarm of little ones, there's so many of them that the probability that one of them takes basically no damage at all until the fight's basically over is fairly high, because you have all of these. Any individual one is on average going to take as much damage as any other individual one, except that none of them are in fact averages. They are all unique individuals that all have their own set of things that happen. So on average, some of them are going to basically just be extreme outliers. Some of them are always going to be outliers statistically. So because of that, if you think about like the baseball stats or things like that, if you think of sports stats, the best player in a season, the player who plays the best is not going to have the best record on average. On average, it's going to be one of the top 5 players, with the player who's the best having the highest probability of success. But out of all those individual players, however, as a collective, it's much more likely that someone between 2 and 5 is going to be the one who gets the top, as opposed to the person who actually performs the best. Just because it's like, okay, well, the person who performs the best has to deal with the RNG of 4 attempts at like versus the 1, right? So it's like, and the variance in terms of like, okay, well, like who gets the easier matchups, who gets like a couple of lucky plays, who gets a couple of blah blah blah. Now, what does it mean to be the best player? We're going to pretend that people have like statistics, right? And that you're just like looking at like a probability frame of this person with this set of statistics winning over a person that has a slightly worse base stat. And it's like the person with a slightly worse base stat, they could win, right? They're not as likely as the person who's got the highest, but they could win, right? It depends on the specific thing, but in terms of anything complicated, yes, someone who's not as good can beat someone who's a little bit better. Or a lot better. It just depends on how much variance you have and how much error is built into the thing, right? Like Mario Party, obviously, very different from like chess, right? But even with chess, the best player is not going to win 100% of the time. That's just the person who played better that one game, sure, but that doesn't mean that they're the better player in general, right? And defining better, like played the game better, is complicated because the person who played the better game, like from an objective perspective, because they won, didn't necessarily understand what was happening in the game better than the person who lost. If that makes any sense? So while they did play the better game, they didn't necessarily play the better game, if you will. Their internal schema of the game was not necessarily superior. Even for a purely skill-based game like chess. You can just make a mistake, and that mistake that you made that you think is going to do one thing actually does something way better than what you think it's going to do. Like, you're trying to accomplish an objective, and... every day. And you just accomplish something else. I forgot nothing. What are you talking about? I didn't forget a single thing. I have never forgotten anything in my life. Oh. Well, you know, there is that. Hey, at least I patched. Okay, so maybe I did in fact forget a thing. I started up late, so I was in a rush. Let's see. And it's also more important for me to post stream now because I have been periodically just streaming something else, so it's not like people will regularly know that I'm doing law. It's fine. People can just read my mind and know that I'm live. That is important to consider. Have you considered that people could simply read my mind? Alright. How much do we push our luck here? I think it's a good idea to do it eventually, potentially. But I'm not that invested in it at this exact moment. That is true. This dungeon can be cleared with this tactic. I think I do save here. This is... We're now approaching the part where this gets dangerous, because we have to deal with enemies coming in from the side. And I've clearly been bad at handling those, so... Hopefully they all stay where they are for now. And I think I'm going to make a mad dash for the switch, hit the switch immediately, and run away. Because there's nobody blocking the switch right now. I don't know, define underleveled. Define underleveled. I'm exactly the correct level. Okay. So we've hit the switch. They are eventually going to come, unless they all get locked in that corner. You think I'm 130? Yeah. Sure. Yeah, we'll go with that. We'll go with that. 130, definitely. We'll go with that.
Got it.
God, the world I could live in if I was level 130. If I was level 130, oh, my life. Oh, I would... You know how much gear I could equip if I was level 130? I have, like, an axe I could equip. It's like, I've got so much cool stuff I could be doing if I was that high. Oh, man. Oh, the world we could live in. Nah, we're like 116 now, I think. I don't know if I trained up to 116, but we're by the time we finish this, I'm imagining we'll be at least 120, and we might be substantially higher. We might be slightly higher, we might be substantially higher. No maps yet, no. No maps. We haven't really done too much today, honestly. I was kind of just faffing around. Did I even clear a map? I was dicking around in Shadowspire. And so this doesn't open now. I open this over here. Okay, so we've got another enemy here. Come on, buddy pal. Okay. Okay. But we just haven't done, we haven't honestly done that much today. Mostly like meandering around, played a game of Archomage, you know, just faffing around, doing nothing particularly productive. And then I randomly came here. I must have done something. What was I doing? Because it's like 11 o'clock. What have I been doing the last 2 hours? I haven't just been faffing around this entire time, have I? I guess it's only been like 2.5 hours, so if I'd been in here for an hour, I would have been faffing around for only about an hour. Which, I mean, that seems like a reasonable amount of time for me to have been faffing. Let's see. Yeah, well, this is very important. What we're doing here is actually critical. But what we were doing before this was mostly just faffing around. And I am realizing that I need to figure out where the axe is in that dungeon. But it's a really low-level dungeon, so we didn't get insta-gibbed by the rocks by their blade spells. So we might be able to make that work sometime in the fairly near future, rather than it being a million years in the future. Because it's just not that high level. But we'll see. I think we're actually not going to turn in the quest here until we have the Paladin quest done, basically. So, like, we're going to basically get the axe first before we turn in the quests for this. So I think we won't hit the final switch. Because the final switch triggers a cutscene, it might give me EXP when I do that. 8 is a little weird in that regard, where sometimes you get EXP as a component of progressing a quest. So, like, if you give, like, the Scrolls of Cure Disease, that gives you EXP. I saved it about 23%. I haven't saved it in a while. I'm going to try to get up to probably about 40 to 50%.
Got it.
See. I'm not going to be doing the Troll Tomb for a while. Anything that involves Gogs, I'm going to avoid for now, just because it's a pain in the ass. It would be nice to get Master Body so that I can. Oh wait, no, I can cure disease whenever I want. Never mind. Wait, I have potions. Maybe I do actually just go do the Gogs. Like, I should maybe clear out Iron Sand next, because I can just make myself immune to disease. That's actually a thing I can just do. So one of them is trapped here. My guess is that there's going to be some that aren't aggroed yet. And we have some that are trapped there, probably. Look at you. Look at you, perfectly mirroring my description of events. Look at you. Okay, so we're now officially halfway through the dungeon. We've cleared half of what we need. So I think I'm going to go to 40% before I save. Yeah, I think I might save after I do... It is, I think, A, B, C, E, G, D is the combination. No, it's not. I think there's more to it. It's fine. I'll look in a second. Okay, we got more here. That could be bad. Yeah, realizing how close those enemies actually do get to here, I feel like this has to be a force field of some sort. There has to be something that is blocking line of sight for the enemies in this enclosure. Because the things there are literally on the platform. There's no way that they're not close enough to hit me. So that they just have line of sight blocked. That actually makes my life a lot safer here. If I'm not relying on range. Okay, you are definitely not aggroed. So, hopefully this is the last one in that room that isn't locked in a corner. If we can get this one down... Do we save the game in preparation for just going into the area that we're blind to? I think we maybe do. We're going to be going into the next phase without foreknowledge of what's in it. I believe that it's just... Okay.
Got it.
I believe we just hit this G and then the D that's right above us. Give me a second. Let's just scroll up. G, D. Yes. So G. And then D is right here. And I don't know what that opens, but I think it opens this. I think we do save here. If I save this under dungeon, we have presumably another big pack here. Not that big. We have to actually aggro each of those individually in that next room, which is kind of shitty. Would be really easy on the casters. But for the melees, a lot harder. Chat pause due to scroll. I need to swap those ones I scrolled to basically the bottom. I scrolled far enough that I could see the most recent message, but it wasn't actually perfectly at the bottom. Okay. We want your feedback. Do you? Do you? Yeah, unfortunately we're picking up, like, tiny groups at a time here, which is the exact opposite of what I want. I was expecting that we were going to get a big pull when we did this, but no such luck, apparently. Okay. Next. At least we haven't had to get super close to aggro anybody so far. We've been able to aggro them from pretty far away. I don't know how long that trend's going to continue, though. This trend is probably about to end. I'm going to have to take some unfortunate risks during this pull. So I guess it is probably good that I saved when I did, though it would be preferable to be able to save after all these little garbage pulls that are safe. And do it after I have to take some actual risks. Okay, so we're looking for J. Okay, nailed it. 42%. We're close to, but not quite at 2/3. Pulling a single enemy. Don't love that, but that's okay. We only need like 1 or 2 more really big pulls to clear this. So, in theory, if we can get that to happen, that'll be very nice. Okay, that's rude of you. So there's a whole pack there. Man, I'm really tempted to allow myself to use a ranged attack to just pull some of these. Because I'm only getting this one, but if I'd shot it when it was down there, I would have pulled everybody else too. And now I have to basically expose myself to more danger each time. It's fine though. It's fine though. Okay, this is incredibly rude of you. This is the first time I've seen an enemy do this. I would love for you to approach me all the way. Why are you stuck? What are you doing? Okay, we got it. That was incredibly strange. There we go. That was spooky. I actually think I dropped down there. There we go. Another one bites the dust. Alright, is that this whole pack? No, it's not even that whole pack yet. Jesus. That one's like inside the wall. Okay, we're golden. We are golden. Okay, so are there any more here? Not in there. Oh, but there is there. I'm gonna die. We got around the corner. Let's go. Okay. I got extremely lucky there, and then botched the exit, and that was still fine because this is also a wall. Okay. That scared the shit out of me, but that's fine. That does mean there might be an entire pack right here. If there's an entire pack right here, I'm in trouble. I'm in trouble. I don't know how many of these there are. If I can't pull them while they're still, like, distinctly out of line of sight, I'm basically gonna have to walk right up to them to pull them. And if I have to do that, I'm probably just boned. So we're hoping that this is the last one in that pack. If it's not, I'm in very deep trouble. Okay, we pulled some from downstairs. I do appreciate doing that. Let's see. Alright, we have cleared you. Oh, we've aggroed the next pack. That's very convenient. And then one of them has stopped moving for some unknown reason. It wasn't stuck, it was just standing there. Okay, we're at 46%. The last 10% has been painfully slow. The hope is that when I get into that middle room there, I can just immediately aggro, like, enough enemies to finish. That's the hope. You are downstairs. Okay, I need you to come down the hallway. There we go. Alright, so 47.2% clearance. Progress is slowly but surely being made. We've only seen 2 bosses. We haven't seen the Regenerator, and we haven't seen the Thorns. So those 2 are still in place somewhere. So we got the hit stun, and in addition to getting the hit stun, because we attacked an enemy, we probably pulled everybody that was there. Right? We presumably got the communal aggro on all the enemies that were in that little pack. So that is a pretty, pretty good pull, if I do say so myself. Can't afford to get hit a single time, managed to launch an attack, get the hit stun, and get up here without getting hit. Not too shabby. I don't remember if there's any enemies directly underneath the southern area there. Or not. I would love to find myself in the green at some point. Oh, nice. We got another nice and easy pull. Don't have to expose ourselves to any danger. We just kind of accidentally stumble upon it. That's how we like to do. That's how we like it. We still have every enemy that we've detected either in the kill zone or dead, which is good. The previous time, the reason that I died was because the enemies were in the water and were released when I hit a switch, and I didn't immediately get myself back to safety, and they just intercepted me on the way to safety. I just took too long. So I could have survived there, but I didn't, because I just made mistakes. I was just inattentive. We're looking for J next, which I don't remember where it is, but it's fine. The hope is that I don't even have to hit any more switches before we finish. Honestly, I'd love to just walk into this room and aggro like 30 enemies. You know, sometimes things work out pretty well for you. So this might be exactly what we need. Okay, that's everybody who is in position to attack me. We go here, they start moving, they start moving. We wait until they come around the bend, and we go. We waited too long there, but that's fine. It didn't go as badly as it could have. So now, we do have enemies in a variety of positions now, which is not optimal. We would prefer for them all to be coming at us from the same angle, but it's fine. If we get some of them locked into the northeastern room there, the CD room, that's fine. We can go kill them after. It's not preferable because that's not a safe place to be if there's other enemies in play. And we have seen some of the enemies that get stuck in those pillars move to a different pillar. There was one that was at the switch pillar that moved to the left pillar. So, at least I think it did. I don't think I killed it and then another one walked in. I think that it was the same one. I could be wrong there. I could just be not remembering actually finishing it off. Who knows? I could also just be misremembering completely and there wasn't anything there on the switch pillar. But regardless, we seem to have cleared the bulk of this pack now. Oh shit! Okay, well that... I almost killed myself there. But we do have confirmation that this is definitely a wall. And we know where the wall is. The wall is right after you jump up. Because that should have had line of sight to me. Why am I struggling so hard to hit these? Like, when they're moving like that, it makes sense, but... I sink down so quickly. Okay, one's down. I'm looking forward to not having this set up anymore and resetting my positioning, because I'm clearly fucking up the positioning and I'll be better at it the next time I do it. It's just, as long as I'm locked into this mode, I'm going to keep making the same, like, positioning error. There we go. Okay, so that's done. We have that group probably locked in, and this group that we're going to pull up to us. Pull all of them? Hopefully, yes. Yeah, looks like it. Alright. So, hopefully this time I do a bit better. Obviously, it's easier if they're up there. It's a much closer position, so... positioning is less important. Yeah, this is definitely... working way better than it was just now. It just comes down to, like, sometimes you'll get things set up in such a way that it's like, for whatever reason, you just are looking at it and you're like, that doesn't look right. It's kind of like when you're looking at a word that you know and you go, oh, that looks wrong. That doesn't look visually like that's supposed to look. But it absolutely is, and you've written it down 100 times, and you've written it down the same way every time. Sometimes when you're doing like a pull setup like this, you just end up with the same situation where you're just like looking at it and you're like, this doesn't... I feel like I should be further away from this or closer to this, and then all you have to do is look away and then come back to it and you're fine. Right? You just have to do another setup, and it's like, yeah, I know how this works. It's just your brain pulling tricks on you. So this one is being a dick for some reason. There we go. Alright, once this one's down, this pack is basically dealt with. We have the other ones that are hopefully locked in those pillars. If they're not fully locked in those pillars, I'm going to be in trouble, because I'm going to be walking right up to them. So if one of them gets released, it's going to end very badly for me. But we're basically done here. Unfortunately, this is not going to be quite enough, I don't think. Like, these are not going to give me anywhere near enough. This is going to get me up to like 62% maybe, I think. Are there even as many here as I thought there were? I don't know how many are here. If this is only 2, I'm not even going to get anywhere near there. I'm going to get somewhere else completely. Okay. So my goal right now is preferably to get to a position that I'm in the green. I don't know how reasonable that is. Right now. Okay. 59.9. Do I get in the green if I go down here? No. I do leave this open. Okay, so we need another decent-sized pole. And maybe we get it right here. Maybe this... I don't think so. This is not going to be enough. There's only like 4 enemies. I felt like maybe there were more in the other pack there, but doesn't look like it. Okay, so unfortunately we are still dealing with just like little bits and bobs here. We do have the potential for enemies to come at us from either of those two sides if we try to go for the switch, which is rough. Okay, you are downstairs. There we go. So those other two are potentially locked in a corner. I sure hope they're locked in a corner and not just confused. They're in a position that looks like it might have a thing. They're right next to one of those buildings. So we're going to circle around here again. We didn't pull, and we did that. We don't have... Okay. We're gonna have to wait to see what this one does. It's not locked. It's just confused. Okay. Easy peasy. Jump up here. Let's see. So it's A, B, C, E, G, D, J. Okay, we aggroed another one from the front. That's good. It's not great that I couldn't easily see it. It's possible that we'll have a harder time than I would like in securing some of this. Okay. Those are still locked in. Pulled multiple. Oof. Spooky. It do be spooky. This is a very scary dungeon, actually. The fact that they can attack from the water is like a really big threat. Like it adds a specifically the fact that the water is semi-permeable to their vision and their movement, where the water clearly interferes with their movement, it interferes with their vision, but doesn't stop it. Makes it so that their behavior is inconsistent in a way that makes them, like, even more dangerous. Okay, it looks like we have everybody here. We're hitting J. We are running straight through. Okay. Nobody is currently moving. So, is there anybody in here? These two things are still water. Let's go ahead and read you. C again, and then E. Okay. We hit C. This is where E was, I believe. Yes. Okay, C, E, F, D, I, C. So we're looking for F. Is F down here? I don't think so. F is here. Okay, so, and then I, and then C again. Where is it? Oh, was I in there as well? No. Is I down here, maybe? I have significant concerns about this. Because this is closed off now, right? Yes. Presumably there's enemies here. Yes. But we can clear these enemies. And once we've cleared these enemies, I should be fine. I think that I can leave once I clear these. Once we clear enough to exit, we will immediately exit. We're not going to clear the entire pack. I actually don't remember where I is. I might have skipped a step. I just hit F. C, E, F, D. I need to hit D. Okay. Gotcha. Are you trapped? I think that's trapped in that room. The hope is... Why are the two of you just standing there? Keep moving. Wait, are the two of you not in the room that I think you're in? Where the fuck are you? You look like you're in the same tunnel. I think that you are in that tunnel. You're just very confused. You're just making my life hard. Nope, you're in a different room. You're in a completely different section. Okay. So you're presumably still down here. No, you can't be still down here. Where the fuck are you? Right? Does this have an entry? Oh, shit. Oh, I done goofed. I don't know where you are. I can only assume that they're down in that other thing. The issue is, if I go over here, I'm worried that they're going to release and come after me. Shit, somebody's released and coming after me. Maybe. If they can get past the fountain room. The water's really fucking me up right now. The fact that these are... There we go, we got it. There is a chance, but I think it's a slim chance, that clearing this thing will... Yeah? Yeah? Yes? Yes? Okay, let's do it. Okay, the chances of being able to clear with just the enemies that we have in play here just went up since we've added this one. So this is probably not the last one, but it's pretty close. Okay, we have a few more enemies in play. That one is standing still now for some reason.
Got it.
That was spooky. Okay, I'm hitting the D lever. So we have an enemy on the floor below us. Oh, we aggroed somebody. So any enemy now has a decent chance of being the last one. And that was the last one we needed to clear. We leave Balthazar's lair. It's now 12:02. That's a concern. Balthazar's lair is by default in range of these. So we will come back to this problem tomorrow, because it's time to switch back over to Digimon. So the second half of stream is coming. It's noon. We moving over. We have 20 food in play. We can bring that into the dungeon. And yeah, there we go. So that's going to be it for right now for this game. So I'm going to go AFK for just a minute. I'm going to putter for a couple minutes and probably pee and do things like that. And then we will come back into pretty much just immediately starting up a boss fight in Digimon. So, see you in a bit.